Everybody had seen it without the CGI, probably.
No, yeah, they said that's what Fox was blaming it on, but that's not even the truth because the people that watched that still went to theaters anyways. The truth is they made a shitty movie and people didn't.
That's probably why they let it out. Welcome back to Talking Franchise. It's your host with the mostest, Tio Tone, Angel Bonilla. We got John Wong in the building.
What up,
Lewis?
What's going on, everybody?
Introduce yourself. This is the first time on the podcast.
Yeah, we're getting it.
He chose the best movie to enter into.
Brandon.
What's going on?
Mikey.
What up, what up?
All right. So we're going to talk about Wolverine Origins.
Awesome. Fantastic.
One of the worst movies and the worst X-Men movie, hands down.
It somehow is worse than X-Men Last Stand. The X-Men Last Stand was quite disappointing, but then they take this disappointment level and they bring it to a whole new low.
Didn't the Origins movie come out before X-Men?
X-Men Last Stand?
Oh, Last Stand?
It came after Last Stand.
This came out after Last Stand. Yeah, they did
He
this.
said Last Stand wasn't bad.
They did
Let's
this.
stay on
was
subject.
bad.
Let's stay on subject.
Had some sequences.
We already talked about part 3.
Yeah, we did.
It was
After Last Stand, they killed so many characters in this, they had nowhere else to go, but they were like, we're going to do prequels, and they were going to do spin-off films. This was supposed to be the first spin-off, and then the next two, they were going to have a Gambit movie, and they were going to have a Magneto movie. But because this movie is what it is, that kind of, they pulled the plug on those plans. But that was the initial plan. They're like, hey, X-Men Last Stand sucks so bad, but we made a lot of money. We got to make a new movie. What do? X-Men Origins Wolverine,
the most popular character, and
One of the worst Marvel any superhero movie I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. Daredevil was pretty up there.
Thank you. Daredevil.
We argued about this a couple months ago. And I'll say no right now. Daredevil is a better movie than this movie. Watch Daredevil's director cut. It is a better movie.
I've seen
It's a little bit better than this.
I just watched a little a review of it, and it's a fucking terrible movie.
What, the Origins?
Yeah. I haven't watched the whole thing through from beginning to end.
Not to mention his
it's
fucking
bad.
claws look fake as fuck.
In this one, I don't know.
And the one after this, both the Origin movies.
Well, this time they lowered the budget. It's got a budget of $150 million this time. And even in the original movie, the first three, his claws were fine. I don't know where the money went this time. Or whose idea was like, fuck it, we can't get the props this time, so we'll just CGI the fucker. This CGI,
What's up with the CGI?
the way his claws look in this movie this time, looks like it's something out of a fucking sci-fi made-for-TV movie of the week.
Yeah.
It's that bad on that level.
Wasn't there a scene with the helicopter? Is that this one?
Yeah.
Where the helicopter fucking blows up. And
Yes, and then he
rides
walks
his motorcycle
away.
through it.
Yeah.
He like scratches it with his fake ass claws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it starts off. We'll break down.
Yeah,
break it down.
They
We'll
recast
give it a break,
Sabretooth before we go in,
thing.
because you can't have a Wolverine Origins movie without Sabretooth.
Well, it makes no sense.
Who was
This
that
time Sabretooth plays Wolverine's brother, but in the first movie they have no acknowledgement of each other.
Yep.
He has no dialogue whatsoever.
He's Sabretooth and he's like, nah,
You know, this is where we start all the continuity errors. Where Fox, at this point, they want to make money. They just like, fuck it. No one's
gonna see it anyway.
They did their prequel, but yeah, they want to desperately connect this movie to the original movies. That in the end, it hurts continuity really bad. But all right, so yeah, they recasted Sabretooth. And we're going to have a whole bunch of cameos from other X-Men because they're like, even though this movie's supposed to be
they advertise Blob, they advertise Gambit,
How'd
and
you
then
like
they advertise Deadpool.
What's the guy's name?
Liv Schreiber.
Liv Schreiber.
He did a good job, I think, on Sabretooth. They should have just
For what the role is.
in. I would say out of the whole movie, he's the only thing that makes it good.
Is that like a real thing?
Not really.
I was like, they like brothers, aren't they?
Nah, they're not really in.
In the movie they are.
In this movie
they are.
Because the movie starts out
with the family.
Wolverine's young. This is similar to the Wolverine origin story. He's a little boy. He always gets sick. His name's James. James Howlett.
Who?
Wolverine. So he grew up in like a mansion. He had rich parents, but he doesn't know that his mom was banging the groundskeeper. the groundskeeper basically is his dad, his real dad, the one who was banging on the door. In the beginning, you have the movie, you see little young Wolverine talking to young Sabretooth. The young Sabretooth saying, "Oh, you're always sick." Calling him a little bitch and shit.
Well, he is a little bitch in this
That's what he's like, basically. He's saying, "You're just a little bitch." You always.
He is throughout, even as an adult, even though he's supposed to be Wolverine. But
yeah. So then Wolverine's not father, his dad who's raising him, comes in and he tells him, he reassures him. He says, "Oh, don't worry, you're gonna be better." And then bang, bang, they're banging at the door, and Wolverine's real dad, the groundskeeper, drunk as shit, is coming up to start bullshit.
And he kills him.
Wolverine's mom is trying to stop the situation, and he shoots him with the shotgun. Wolverine goes crazy. Young James Logan, he goes crazy. His claws pop out, and then he kills his real dad. And that's when it's revealed that it's his dad. And it's like, son, he wasn't your dad. And then we get a montage, right? A war montage.
Yes.
That it goes through each war.
Hundreds of years.
Yeah,
yes, him and Sabretooth have decided to stick together.
Yeah, they stuck together.
How gay was that?
And fight
was
for the
kinda
United
gay.
States.
Fight for they crossed the border somehow.
Even though they're Canadian.
They're in Canada.
I don't remember saying that they were
The little kids crossed
involved
the
in
border.
army. I remember Logan.
Was both
was
of
always
them.
involved in things.
It was
But I
both
don't
of
remember in the movie.
Yes.
No, I know in the movie. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying throughout the comic books and stuff like that, was Sabretooth ever even fucking?
Yeah,
Out in the
they were
war,
both. They
out
were
of the
both.
army?
They were both. Yeah, they were both in the comic books. The
I don't
continuity
remember.
comic books. They're both
don't-
inside the army,
think
but
that's
it's
bullshit.
different because they're part of the Canadian army. You know what I mean?
the comics.
So the Canadian.
They're in Canada, but yet they fight for America in all the wars right now.
Canada always helps out America
Yeah.
in our problems, so it's basically right next to us. It better help us out. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, we on the same continent, dude. If we gone, you gone. So you have the war montage, and then Wolverine and Sabretooth are about to catch a firing squad. They're about to get shot.
Don't they get shot?
Yeah, they get all shot up. They heal.
And they
Obviously, got the
realize
healing power.
that they have powers and they can't kill them.
So in comes Stryker to offer them an ultimatum. He says, "You either could stay in jail forever, or you can work for me."
But they're so powerful. They're
Fight
even
for
though
their country.
they're
Fight for your country.
Canada, even though they're oh man,
Yeah, they
Subject, huh?
they forget it. They forget to what to call it. They forget to add that they're in Canada. Well, they did it right at the beginning. It was the intro.
yeah. It does say that they're in Canada, but they're like
Yeah.
fight for your country like they've been
Yeah,
Americans.
and they fight for
They
it.
fight for the United States, and then that's what Stryker says. Asks them to fight for them.
So
How much did they fucking Hugh Jackman made for all this
and
movie?
they said, yeah.
he became. By this time he already had the rights to Wolverine. Oh no.
Yeah.
No,
I want to say after the first two X-Men movies.
Hugh Jackman
yeah,
cared about Wolverine though. Like he gives it his all in this movie and shit.
Yeah, I think he started
tried-
to have the
The
rights.
acting's not bad. It's the fucking graphics and the budget.
It's the graphics
and the story.
and the
Everything.
story.
The story, the
Yeah.
whack ass
But
characters.
So
Fucked up
Wolverine.
timeline.
Yeah. Oh, that's not.
Everything.
Oh, yes, he's right.
fucked up,
No, he's
all
right because it doesn't stick to how like some of the stories like off, like this Cyclops. He meets wait, before we get into spoiling that Cyclops. Cyclops is in the movie. Professor X is in the movie.
They try, even though this is supposed to be Wolverine's movie, they try and
Origins.
throw in as many fucking X-Men cameos as possible. 'cause
Exactly.
They fucked they should have just left it alone.
They had what's the first scene when they go to find the black rock, the meteor that fell from the sky.
Yeah, they're on a mission. They find
This
out.
African drug lord has or something.
Yeah,
like
and then
this
so
warlord.
they're all gonna go in and they're gonna go obtain it, and then they introduce all these mutants that have certain
All
powers.
cameos, just
We
cameos.
have Will I Am playing Will I Am in this movie.
Black Eyed Peas.
Who
I
you
think
get-
his name is Wrath. Something
I think
like that.
he has the power of teleportation. They put Ryan Reynolds in here playing Deadpool.
Yep.
You get an introduction to him. He's
Who's the actor that plays Blob? He's in bad movies though. He's been in.
I forgot his name, but yeah, they introduced the Blob, but he's not the Blob yet.
He
doesn't have
got
powers.
fat. Yeah, but he does have his powers. I guess of being indestructible or some shit like
And
that.
then there's the mutant Zero, who
Agent Zero has the power to shoot real cool like and stuff. The ultimate assassin. He's able to put in bullets into his gun by throwing them in the air.
Yeah.
They saw some bullshit with him, right?
Yeah.
That's
So I mean, they're trying to.
You got the Hobbit with the power to control.
They're starting the movie off action packed, but I agree the CGI is a little bit off throughout this whole movie. But it starting and they fight outside. They get into the building and they're trying to go up to the main floor, and they have a little comedy segment where they're fucking in the elevator. And
shuts down. Ryan Reynolds
is joking around, showing off that he could be Deadpool. It's like, isn't this going to be so awesome?
I thought it was going to be
introducing Deadpool,
they were building it up,
and later on we're going to get to see him. Oh, this is going to be awesome. But yeah, they get into the office, and then Ryan Reynolds shows off his moves, his CGI swords. Cuts
the bullet in half.
That was cool.
It cuts a bullet in half, though.
Pretty cool.
He cuts a bullet in half.
That was the Deadpool that everybody was looking for, though. And then they gave us
that asshole.
No blood because it's PG-13, right?
Right.
Exactly, because he was cutting people up. I don't see how blood wasn't splattering.
Again, it's all about making money, Angel. We can't.
They're not gonna ask about it.
They're not gonna do an R-rated film. Well, yeah, at this point.
I was going to say too, Hugh Jackman earned.
You know what's funny? Because they made the most money they've ever made on an X-Men film is an R-rated X-Men film.
Yeah.
So. That's stupid.
Well, yeah, this is later on in the future, though.
20 million.
Oh, Kevin Durant. All right, yeah.
Yes, played the Blob.
That's how much he got paid.
Kevin Durant was in Walking Tall. Austin
So
Powers.
they only really had like 130 million for this.
He's been in a couple of movies.
But yeah,
he's been a bad guy.
I mean, I guess that is a kind of a cool scene. Ryan Reynolds showing off his thing, and then they capture the general, and they're asking him where.
Foreshadow.
Yeah.
William Stryker says, "Oh, you'd be the ultimate soldier if you didn't have that mouth on you." That's a foreshadowing for later events in the movie, which is stupid. If you haven't seen the movie, which you probably have, sorry about that, right? Like exactly, I seen it. I seen it actually before it came out with that fake ass CGI.
But did you end up seeing it in the theaters as well?
I did see it. I still because I guess I thought it would be better with all the special effects. I said, you know what? Probably it's all the special effects is what threw me off, and I didn't like the movie. Probably it's that.
There's some people that do like this movie. Probably
there's some things missing in the movie.
This movie's sort of like a guilty pleasure. People don't want to admit to it. There's a lot of cheesiness going on in this movie.
Yeah, it's way too much.
But not everybody hates this, but it's not a good movie.
I hate it. For what they did to Wolverine, what they did to Deadpool in the movie, what they did to Gambit in the movie, all of that shit.
Well, this is essentially Wolverine Part 4. The first 3 X-Men were
Wolverine
should have been called Wolverine
and X-Men.
So this is the 4th time. It's getting a little old. So yeah, this movie doesn't make as much money at the box office, and then Fox decides to blame. They're saying, they're blaming it on a leak. Like I said, the people that watched that leak still went to the theaters anyways. They weren't losing out on money. The movie's just not that good. The regular general audience that's not super into X-Men didn't turn out to this movie because it's a piece of shit.
Didn't get good reviews, that's for sure.
No.
So they get the rock, basically, from this African drug warlord. Then there's a scene where they're about to kill Sabretooth's about to kill these innocent people.
Yep, because they're trying to find out
where sign up for
the rock is what has adamantium in it. They take that they turn it. Yeah. So they're trying to find out, and they threaten to kill the whole village if they don't tell them where it is. And then the guy ends up telling them that it's sacred, and he won't give it up. So they're about to kill all these humans, and then that's where Wolverine steps in, and he's like, "I didn't sign up for this shit.
I didn't sign up,
even though you didn't sign up for anything anyways."
Yeah.
But he's like, "I didn't sign up for this." And then Sabretooth says, "Come on, we got a good thing going. We can't leave here." He's like, "They're not going to let you leave, Logan." And then they let Logan leave.
He doesn't call him Logan, though. He calls him Jimmy.
Yeah, but he's like, "Jimmy, we can't just let you walk away." As he proceeds to fucking walk away for the next 6 years. Because then,
Jimmy!
It's like 6 years later, we find out that Wolverine is a softie now.
He's a softie now.
He became a lumberjack.
Cut down wood instead of cutting down people.
He's back in Canada now. He's representing.
Back in Canada,
he's got a boo. He's got a bay.
He's a lumberjack now, and he's
cutting down trees.
He got himself a shorty.
Doing it in laying up with his girlfriend.
And what's
wifey right
What
there?
happens? He
That's his wifey.
Normal shit.
Yeah, it's just normal shit. Like,
that's his girl, and we find out. Yeah,
drink with your girl.
Yeah,
we find out that he has a happy life right now, and then
she tells him the story of the Wolverine.
They show that he has a happy life, and then they cut to one of the first. Yeah, we forgot one of these mutants. Like I said, we forgot to mention this mutant that was part of this mercenary team because his power sucks so much.
He got
fucking the actor from Lord of the Rings. He's a mutant who has the power to turn on light bulbs.
He can turn on he made the elevator go up because he says, "Yo."
Yeah, the elevator's not working, and he was able to use his mind to be like, he can control light bulbs, and he's working at a carnival, and come to find out, Victor shows up, and Sabretooth's ready to
kill him. What's his name?
Well, that's not revealed yet. For whatever reason, he shows up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you now."
He murders him. Yeah.
And he's like, I always knew you'd come for me. So we don't. They're kind of keeping us in the dark, but. Fucking Sabretooth ends up killing him, and then they cut to Wolverine. Even though we just seen, he had a happy life, he still is haunted by his fucking war memories because he has that nightmare and wakes up, starts crying. And then his girl's like, she's like, what? He's like, what war were you dreaming of? And he's like, all of them.
So basically, as the montage. No, the montage is not happening.
No, but yeah. So he's just talking to his girl, and that's the end of that fucking scene. They go on. Fucking eventually, you get to another scene where he's with his girl, and she tells him the story of Cuckoo Cachoo,
which is the Wolverine. Cuckoo.
And there's some foreshadowing saying that there was this guy named the Wolverine, and he lost the one that he loved or whatever. He could never ever touch her again.
The moon.
In the very next, she gives him this heartfelt speech, and then in the very next scene, he's jacking away. He's just chopping away. And then he can smell Sabretooth in the air.
No, Stryker came to him before that.
Oh, yeah, Stryker
came to him. Stryker came and gave him a newspaper and showed that the people were coming after the mutants.
He's like, I don't know who it is, though.
He doesn't know who it is.
He acts oblivious.
And then finds out it's Sabretooth.
Yeah.
That he thinks not. I think he insinuates.
Kills the lady.
Yeah. I think he insinuates that it is Creed.
No, he says I don't. He never mentions Victor. Wolverine's concerned when he hears about that. Oh, mutants are getting killed. He was expecting to hear that Victor had gotten killed. So he warns him, and he's like, "Come back to the team or whatever." And Wolverine's
like, "No, I want to cut wood." Right?
He's like, "I'm done with that shit." And the guy's like, "Don't you fight? Come on, do it for your country." And he's like, "I'm Canadian, bitch," and just drives off.
This is true.
Yes. And so then that leads to the scene where Wolverine can fucking sniff Sabretooth's ass from miles away, and he starts running, and then Sabretooth, we see him, he's scratching the claws into the girl's car, and then they just cut away when Wolverine finally gets to the scene.
Did her car die or something?
No, it was she was just standing in the middle of the road, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Which is stupid then, because why don't you just
run that? Yeah. So he puts his claws in the thing, and then Wolverine finds her, and we find her dead in the woods, all bloodied up, and he takes her in his arms, and he goes, "No!"
Yet this man has super senses and can't see that she doesn't have any wounds on her.
That's another thing. Like,
she's the trickster. That's why.
He wasn't even paying attention. He just thought she was dead. Like, you can't even smell that she's not like.
Later on, she does come back into play. Oh, it turns out she had faked her death. But he thinks she's dead. What if he had just fucking had a funeral for her right there? What if he was gonna fucking
just bury her?
Well, no, just fucking burn her alive. He's gonna cremate her right now. No! That would have been even fucking bad. He's like, no, I'm not really dead. Fucking moves up, but so he just leaves her dead body in the grass. He's like,
she was like knocked out. He's like,
I want to bury that bitch 6 feet under.
So
she would never had another scene in the movie.
Yeah. So he's upset about that, and then they cut to the next scene. Sabretooth's sitting in a bar, and he's just waiting for Wolverine. Wolverine goes in there, and then they proceed to
they
break
brawl.
stuff in this.
They have a big old fight.
And Sabretooth kicks his ass.
Does he
he
break
does.
his claws?
Yeah. Oh,
He throws him into a truck and then
yeah, there's an oncoming truck that doesn't stop after he gets hit.
smacks
More
Wolverine.
terrible
I thought
CGI.
Canadians,
He goes over
a lot of CGI during this fight, and then he proceeds to break Wolverine's
They obviously
claws out
couldn't
of his
afford a real
hands.
truck, so
And then he wakes up in the hospital.
Yep, he wakes up in the hospital, and Stryker's there.
he's there to offer him another. Also offer him another.
And he's- and he-
opportunity
Offer him
to
an
join.
amazing bath.
He claims to tell him, he's like,
amazing-
I had no idea that this was going to happen. I had no idea Sabretooth was doing this. And he's like, I want to help you out. And he's like, I can make you indestructible. Even though he's pretty much already indestructible.
Even more so, like he's trying to bond that
Why would he even
his
trust
bones.
Stryker to begin with? But he's like, yeah, we can do an experiment on you, and you can beat Sabretooth. So Wolverine, like
all about
a
it.
jackass, says, yeah,
He
whatever,
agrees to the
I'll do it.
experiment.
Yep. Then
They
cut,
put him.
Well, that's his history.
cut to the. I wish the movie was over.
So,
Part 2.
cuts him in the laboratory.
Yeah, cut
They
to
give
him.
him the bath.
Give it to them.
And Wolverine ends up. We find out with the name tags. He wants to be called the Wolverine. They're like, "Hey, what do you want on your new name tags?"
Wolverine.
And then they make up those tags just before they do that surgery. So it's like,
You can imagine. That would have been better.
and then even though he's in this bed laying down for the process, waiting for the experiment to happen, he still doesn't know what they're gonna do to him. But they're like, for you to become indestructible, we're gonna have to destruct you. I'd be like, what the fuck? No, hold on,
Yeah,
hold
we're gonna have to
on.
destroy you, basically. Break you down. You're gonna be in so much pain right now.
So yeah, they do that. They show the procedure, and it's hurting him like hell. And you think
Yeah, I
he's
love it.
yeah, they call we find out he's Weapon X because he's number 10 that they've experimented on. The first 9 people is fucking failed, but he's Weapon X, and
They're trying to test his healing factor to see if he could actually survive the process. He does. Breaks out of the tank, and then he
breaks out after he hears Stryker say, "Now wipe his memory clean."
Oh yeah, you got it. Yep, like this.
And then the guy's like, I think he hurt you.
Bust out, right? All jacked, like.
It's always one scene he's going in Berserker rage. He never stays in Berserker rage. The next, you think he'd be angry, and then the next scene is just like, whatever. Like this, they try and play. Hugh Jackman play. Wolverine is still too nice in this fucking movie.
That's why I said no. He's been like throughout the whole
PG.
the whole freaking series. He's been like too.
So it's not too brutal of a scene, but yeah, we see his
Wolverine was
for the first time we
soft to
see
that.
his fake CGI claws, and he starts clawing people down, and he escapes the building. They were trying to lock it down. He escapes through the fucking waterfall, and then
butt ass naked running around through Canada.
he ends up going into an old couple's barn.
Mama and
We
Papa
find out
cat.
where he gets his jacket.
Canadian mom and pop cat.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
find
does
him in
that
the
dude
barn,
get
and he's
like
like, "Why don't you come and see?" He's like, "Why are you naked?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just having an off night." Oh, he's like, "I've been there before. I was young back in my day."
I showed up in the bars too. Like,
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so instead he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some clothes and come on in the house."
which the clothes are conveniently.
And then
Wolverine size.
so he gets in the house, and then we have our very next scene. Oh my God, what happened to the budget? The claws.
The bathroom scene where he breaks the sink.
Sharpening his claws.
It is the fakest thing. Oh my
I
God.
was talking about.
Why does it look crystallized? Like it's like the
Let's
fucking.
talk about though the fact that
Hey, you hear the
Wolverine-
sounds?
Wolverine
the
never
sound
needs to
effects.
sharpen his claws. Why the fuck was he sharpening
But
his
the whole-
claws?
But he's just
No, he was
he's
touching
never
them.
seen his claws
Listen,
before. And
the sound effects to how he's touching them are completely off.
yeah.
It's like
Nah.
and he's only touching it like once.
And then so now then they add a little bit of comedy because it's like what the claws, and he fucking chops up a sink and there's water spraying everywhere. The guy knocks on the door. He's like, "Everything okay in there?"
Furnace.
All right, and then Wolverine goes downstairs, has the sink in his hand. He's like, "I swear I'm gonna pay for this, motherfucker! I just let you into my house." This isn't normal. How do you have a fucking piece of the sink broken off? I'd be like, "Get the fuck out of my house!"
Right.
And instead they're like,
Get out.
put that over there. Come on and sit down. Let's eat. We got
Also from the bar, dog. Like, just with a shot of
That over there.
like, so are they like mutants themselves? And they like they just let a random homeless man,
That's supposed to,
naked homeless man, come into their house. Oh, break our stuff.
It's supposed to be like Easter
Break a
eggs.
piece of our sink off, break our furnace.
Easter egg characters because their names are somebody that Wolverine used to be teams with. So
Yeah, so he
basically his
your whole
cousins.
barn in the process.
yeah, so a Wolverine thanks them for their hospitality, and they're like, "You can sleep here, but you got to sleep in the barn. See, you're an animal." And he's like, "Oh yeah, gee, thanks."
according to their last names, these people are supposed to be like his mother's family side. The last name.
You wouldn't get, but they are very welcoming to him.
So that could very well be Wolverine's grandfather.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, you don't get I don't get that idea at all in the movie.
No,
not the way they portray it.
But the last name.
They're gonna get rid of him quick anyways, because in the next scene, Ma and Pa, they're gonna get it. Oh, fucking Wolverine wakes up in the barn and he's looking at the motorcycle. He's talking to the guy. He's like, "Oh, here, you can have this jacket too. My son used to wear it, but now was the son dead or the son just doesn't live there anymore?" I
Probably dead.
The son's supposed to be a character in the Marvel comics. His name is Guardian, so he's a superhero. Teams up with Wolverine and they're cousins.
Oh.
So probably his uncle, that guy.
So they give him they end up giving him the jacket though that he wore in the very first movie, so he still has this leather jacket that he receives. They give it to him and they're like, "Hey, you can take the motorcycle for a spin or whatever."
Take my son's jacket.
And before he gets to ride on that motorcycle, you find out Zero is with the sniping gun and he's shooting.
The little old lady's out here offering pancakes.
Yeah, well, she comes in with some tea or whatever. She gets shot.
Oh, damn, I remember that.
does?
Yeah, she gets shot through the heart,
Agent
and
Zero.
then the old guy dies too, and then Wolverine goes. And then
For like the 17th.
then another fight. Then Stryker tells the helicopter, "Oh, fucking!" He's like, "Blow him up. Let's see if he can live through this." Well, you already know he's gonna live through this. You just said you were gonna make him indestructible. They fucking let's just waste the budget. Fucking big ass fucking missile comes in, blows the barn up.
the whole
but
budget.
Here comes Wolverine on his motorcycle.
He jumps and he fucking doesn't he like claw that bitch down?
Yeah, he claws the
does
wings,
claw the.
and he sticks onto it.
He takes down the helicopter with the motorcycle.
Walks out the flame.
But yeah,
You want to get flames in your jacket
takes out
is
the
not
truck.
earned.
He's
Yeah.
on
When
the
he takes out the truck
he's on
on
the
the highway.
helicopter.
An
The
explosion.
helicopter crashes and he flies off.
And he hits
And all of
the-
a sudden, a trail of fire starts and it blows up conveniently as he's walking away, like everything else in this movie.
The truck he takes out when he's driving on the highway.
Only movie that's
Swipe that at
ever
once,
shown
and
an
the truck fucking tips
explosion
over.
and had the real outcome of an explosion is with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, how it's gonna
The other
burn? The other guy.
It's
Oh
like,
my god!
the building blows up. He's like, and Will Ferrell's like, "Oh, when they show people walking away from explosions in the movie, it's so unrealistic."
That hurts! Oh my god! I can't hear anything. But Wolverine's just
It's
like,
true.
yeah, I'm a badass.
Off of an explosion, what's gonna happen is like the noise alone is gonna probably bust your eardrums. If you're close, you're not gonna be able to walk away. It's gonna make you it's gonna push you forward from the shockwave. Not what you see from the explosion, the shockwave that happens.
So now-
it's invisible. You can't see it. It's
Wolverine knows Stryker's coming after him, but he's like, fuck it. I'm putting this on hold. I still want to go get fucking Sabretooth. So he goes to Will.i.am for help, who's playing himself in this movie, except he can teleport. So he goes up to Will.i.am and he's like, "Well, you know where Victor is?" And Will.i.am tells him, he's like, "No, I don't know where he is, but the Blob might." And we fucking get introduced to
the overweight obese.
he's like, "Oh, he had an eating problem."
Fred, wasn't it? Fred?
Yeah, Fred had.
Fred Duke.
Hey, Fat Fred. I mean, Fred.
What's up, Fat Fred?
Then they're just all right. So this is a gratuitous cameo. They're throwing in the Blob, and now for no
Boxing match over.
instead of Wolverine just going up to the Blob and be like, "Hey, motherfucker,
Hey,
tell me where Sabretooth is."
Oh, hey, bub.
He proceeds. "Oh, we're gonna have a boxing match right now, and I'll box you into giving me some information." And he starts punching at the Blob. And the,
Dude, as soon as the fight starts,
Yeah, he's fucking taking his clothes. No.
Dives in with a punch.
He starts getting his ass kicked by the Blob, and there's a little bit of comedy going on. And then eventually, the Blob, he goes to headbutt Wolverine, and then he gets woozy from that, and then Wolverine's like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm made out of fucking adamantium. Fucking goes off the top turnbuckle, there's a boxing match behind you, and fucking elbow drop. Macho Man Randy Savage him, and then he gets the claws out, and he's like, alright, where's Sabretooth? And
which it was gay, because that's not Blob. Blob would have fucked Wolverine up.
well, he was at the beginning, but yeah, like I said, they throw the Blob away, and they're just trying to move this movie along.
He lets him know that they're rounding up the mutants. He lets him in on the secret. He says, he tells him that him and Stryker are
there. Yeah, we end up finding out that Stryker and Sabretooth have really been working together all along, and their plan was to get Wolverine there rounding up mutants or whatever, and fucking losing train of thought.
Right after they get Will.i.am teams up with Wolverine. Wolverine's about to go look for Victor. Basically they're gonna look for Gambit because Gambit knows. He tells him. Blob tells him about Gambit.
Yeah, but before that, then they end up cutting too because you find out they're collecting mutants. We fucking get a Cyclops cameo too, who's in high school, and
that's when we figure out we see Victor.
Yeah, well, at first they show his eyes are hurting in class, and he wouldn't take his sunglasses off, so he has to stay in detention after school, and then he's fucking writing on the chalkboard, and Sabretooth breaks into the school, and they fucking take him down.
What's more of the budget on destroying school?
Destroying the school and into that having Cyclops, because that's a hefty budget.
But see, they don't need Cyclops in this movie at all. I mean, I know that's.
I think for budgetary reasons, Cyclops has always been portrayed as a
bitch
because the optic bio Stallone having to destroy all that shit, all the CGI and all the work that goes into doing that effect.
They're just throwing it because. After this is going to get very gratuitous with all the mutants that they've rounded up, but they're just Cyclops is not really meaningful to the plot, except let's just show him anyways. I don't even care what happens to Cyclops. I already told you, we know the outcome of Cyclops. He gets fucking ripped to pieces, and it's bullshit. I don't care. I don't ever want to see Cyclops again. You fucked him. You fucked him in the last movie. Why are you making me relive this thing? We just talked about it last week. Now Cyclops again. Yeah. So alright, Cyclops is still a bitch when he's a kid, and he gets kidnapped, and then Wolverine goes into the club with Will.i.am, and he goes to talk to Gambit.
Yeah, proceed to fight,
which is weird because
so they introduce.
It's really weird that he has sunglasses that are able to sustain the items because the ones that he uses. The first class, when they make them, Beast has to make the glasses in order for him to stop the optic blast. But somehow he bought them somewhere from some store.
He's all messed up. Yep. I don't know. But anyways, so they introduce Gambit for the first time. And before we get into it, Mikey, what did you think of Gambit in this movie? This is his first time on the screen.
Gambit looked terrible. The look and the way he acted, all of it was.
Well, he doesn't have that Southern Cajun accent. He does not.
Yeah, he doesn't have that Remy little.
But he just no.
You didn't like Gambit.
Like a bitch.
He had long ass hair. Yep, he had long hair.
Who played Gambit?
It was Taylor Kitsch who went on to go do
Battleship.
He went on to go do John Carter, and as much flack as John Carter gets, that movie is pretty fucking good. Should have got a sequel, but nobody sees Taylor Kitsch movies anyway. So he gets to play Gambit one time and one time on his spin.
I've seen Battleship.
Oh yeah, I never even watched Battleship.
Completely different accent, not bad. Than what he was supposed to.
Yeah, it was totally different from what.
Yeah, it was off. It was terrible.
I don't have a problem with Gambit, but it's not. I get it. It's not a substantial
amount, on top of everything. On top of
and at the end,
on top of not having a good cast.
They put Gambit in it kind of for no reason. They're setting up they're introducing this character so they can do their own spin-off movie of their own. They're going to introduce him. So I mean, for what they gave him to do, I'm just like, okay, it was all right. And they're trying to make you look forward to his movie, but they're not even going to get to it anyways. But I don't have a problem with Gambit, but he's sort of wasted.
Yeah, he is. In the movie, he tells Wolverine where after fighting Wolverine, obviously, because all the heroes before they team up, they need to fight. That's ritual between superheroes.
Well, he doesn't tell you. He knocks Wolverine out of the building, and this is just after Will.i.am just got killed by Sabretooth outside the club.
Yeah.
Fucking
cheesy ass monologue right there.
But yeah, so Will.i.am gets killed off. He's done. Wolverine gets knocked out of the building by Gambit, and then instead of fighting Gambit, he sees Sabretooth, and he's like, I'm going to rip your goddamn head off. And then when he's about to go attack, he gets interrupted by Gambit.
And now that was so horrible.
Now they make Gambit look like a bitch. You just threw him out the building, and then he's like, listen, I ain't going back to the island. And Wolverine just elbows him in the face. All right, you're knocked out of the scene for a little bit now.
And then him and Sabretooth proceed to fight. And like
a lot of CGI, a lot of hopping.
A lot of it was just horrible all around. And after he fights Creed, Gambit jumps in.
Gambit jumps in.
Gambit jumps
shows
in.
Off
He flips. He's on top of a roof. I don't know how the fuck he got on top of the roof though. He's like just running 3 roofs. Not even like.
Well, that's why he was out of the fight.
Like,
he's like, I'm gonna go.
It's like, let me go climb up the fire escape, go on top of the roof, run towards them, and I'm gonna come smash it with my stick.
Yeah, and then that's
that was
how
his plan.
He stops the fight.
Yeah, he stops the fight basically, and then he
agrees.
showed his powers though. He got that was pretty cool. How you got.
And then he agrees with Wolverine to take him to the island where they're keeping all the mutants, which sets up the big finale. And
so they go to the island. Then he meets Stryker. He goes into the room where Stryker is, and they're proceeding an experiment on Weapon 11. Is it right? It's Weapon 11. Weapon X is Wolverine. So they are working on Weapon 11, and I think there's a scene before that Stryker kills one of the generals. Stryker kills the general because he knows his son. He says, "Oh, we know about your son.
And they also
we know that he's a mutant."
Adamantium bullets. So like, here's this gun.
Yeah, and he gives him the gun.
This is the only thing that can stop the unstoppable monster now. Adamantium, which doesn't really make all that.
Kill the general.
Yeah, he kills the general, and he's like, "Oh, we know about your son." And then he says "we," and he just kills him. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't care." And he murdered him.
Well, he's the
bad guys killing bad guys.
Cliche.
Bad guys killing bad guys, yeah. And then Wolverine gets there. Wolverine, proceeds to ask him why he's doing all this. Like, oh,
he's gonna kill them both, and then come to find out, his girl, who he thought was dead, who he had just got done burning when he cremated her a second ago, turns out she's.
He didn't even have a funeral for her. Like,
I said he just left her body. He's like, whatever.
I'm just gonna leave her in the woods. I'll leave her dead body in the woods. That's how much he loved her. That he left her in the woods for dead.
Left her in the woods for dead. See if he can save
her.
Come
to find, but see, it's so convoluted, this whole plot and why they wanted to do things. Turns out she's still alive, and she's really been.
She's a mutant.
Well, she's been in cahoots with Stryker now because Stryker had her sister, who is Emma Frost.
Yeah.
They don't say she's Emma Frost, but
they say that she has the power to convert her body into.
So that's what they're trying to say it is. So she's been playing Wolverine this whole time, but that whole plot was just.
And she ends up being a mutant.
Well, her power was to seduce.
She could persuade anybody if she touched you. She could influence you by just touching you.
Yeah. No wonder why Wolverine.
So it's why they separated at the bridge. Remember when the guy was at the bridge? When they were going to cross the bridge? And the guy was and the way he was talking to his bro, and then he was like,
because he did talk to him.
Oh, what are you in a rush?
He jokes about it. He's like, "Oh, how do I know you're not persuading me then?" And she's like, "Well, you got out of the car, didn't you?" And he's like,
"Yeah."
But no,
See, I think she did tell him, right?
They make it ambiguous where she's like, "Oh, she really does love him," but it turns out she's a bad guy too. And I
think she says that. I think she does tell him jokingly. She does tell him, her powers. He's like, "Yeah, huh."
Yeah,
she does like I can influence.
I was watching her earlier today.
I can influence whoever I touch, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, right." He's like, "I made you get back into the car, right?" And she was letting him know, and he was just seeing that as a joke. Man, fucking Wolverine, not paying attention, not paying attention at all, man. And then he's about to leave. He's like, "All right, fuck this place. I'm out of here."
Even though he knows all these mutants,
and he's like, "You're not the moon. You're the trickster." Right? He's like,
"You broke my heart.
You're the trickster.
You're breaking my heart."
And he just dips and he's like, "Fuck it, this place. I'm out of here."
Even though there's a whole bunch of mutants still in there right now.
He doesn't give a shit about the island. He's like, "I'm fuck out of here. Fuck this place." And then Victor's about to kill the girl, and then
He saves her. Yeah, he just said he's done with this place, but then Sabretooth's about to kill her, so he's like, "Oh, I'll come back."
He needed to make it dramatic, and he's like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah, but why is it even dramatic? He doesn't care about the bitch anymore right now. He just said, "I'm done." But
yeah, he comes back, saves her. They get into a fight.
She tells her, he's like, "Oh, he has my sister," and then
he beats Victor. He beats Sabretooth.
And you could come to find out, though, Sabretooth's only been working with Stryker because Stryker has promised him that he would make him...
Yeah, he would do the same process that he did to Wolverine. But he keeps telling him that he wouldn't survive it. That he doesn't... His healing factor is not as strong as Wolverine's. And then...
but there's no reason for Sabretooth to team up with Stryker to begin with. I just feel like...
It's just to make the plot go along. Yeah,
it's like, again, I feel like it's wasted.
Yeah, Sabretooth, the whole character's wasted. Sabretooth's character's wasted. Even Stryker's, because...
So he's a bad guy. He's been fighting with Wolverine the whole entire time. But yet, in the next 10 minutes, he's going to team up with Wolverine for no reason. One more battle. But you've been trying to kill him the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
The movie sucked.
It did. At the end of the day, it did suck. So we got Wolverine beats Sabretooth, and in that midst of the battle that Wolverine's fighting Sabretooth, Stryker's like, "Oh, get Weapon 11 ready," and the girl's like, "Oh, but the bonding process is not done yet," and then he's like, "Oh, forget about it, just do it," and then after he beats Victor, in comes Wade Wilson.
This is after Wolverine frees off.
Wade Wilson, the merc without a mouth.
Well, yeah, before that happened, Wolverine, they show a whole bunch of cameos by other mutants.
Oh yeah, they show like the experiments. Like I could have sworn that was Quicksilver, Storm.
Storm was in there too.
Quicksilver, Storm, and like some other mutants were inside these cages that they had.
And they're all, Cyclops. They're all trying to get out together. But yeah,
that's going on too. That's going. All these three things are. He already beat him, and while that's happening, they're breaking. The Wolverine's girlfriend is out breaking out her sister and like saving all the other mutants, basically.
Well, see, the Wade Wilson thing. We're just Ryan Reynolds didn't show up again for that whole time. He was introduced the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then he was gone off screen. So did they mention during the movie that he was killed by Victor or something like that?
No, they didn't at all.
There's no acknowledgement of Ryan Reynolds at all, and then out of nowhere he's like, "Ooh, it's the perfect soldier without a mouth."
That's what his name is in the comic is Wade Wilson, the merc with a mouth.
Yeah.
So the merc without a mouth.
They introduce Deadpool and the whole plot.
It's the fucking dumbest thing because that's his nickname. It's in his name, merc with a mouth.
But that's
they said, you know what? Let's take away his mouth.
The whole twist was Stryker's been getting all these mutants because he's been taking blood, and he wants to create his own mutant, and so the powers were Wolverine's powers, Will-I-Am's powers to rap.
It was like a pool of basically a pool.
They had Cyclops' fucking beams and. What other power?
He had swords for him.
Wolverine's power. He's got stuff to come out of it. He's got claws to come out of his hands. Instead, they were like, Deadpool can have swords that come out. It's like Deadpool is a great character, but the studio was like, okay. There's a merc. Oh, he's funny. He can fight samurai swords. All right, that sounds great. But what if we sewed his mouth shut?
Yeah, exactly.
What if instead of him holding swords, what if it came out of his arms? Wouldn't that be cooler?
Awesome.
And then let's let him have lightning beams and fucking teleport and fucking rapping skills. Let's put that all in one.
Fucking rapping.
He'll be the main villain of this movie. But yeah, I can't believe Ryan Reynolds agreed to do this, but he does, and he looks nothing like Deadpool,
nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Right, here comes the big showdown.
I believe it was a different actor in the second one.
Yeah.
Once they took the mouth off and he was bald, that wasn't Ryan Reynolds. That was a different.
No, that was Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is all. I'm telling you, when he's bald and all that, Ryan Reynolds does this.
I'm gonna have to look it up because
I think it's probably I
believe it was somebody else.
No. Ryan Reynolds does fight,
and that's probably why
they fight on top of the nuclear power plant or whatever as the place is ready to blow up and stuff. But as they're fighting on top there, Sabretooth for no reason agrees to now work with Wolverine
in order to stop this Deadpool.
But Sabretooth is the whole reason why.
Weapon 11.
All right, the whole reason why Deadpool gets created is because of Sabretooth. You knew what you were fucking doing. So what are you doing? I don't understand his motives in this movie.
I guess since it's like, since he couldn't get what he wanted, he basically said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to ruin Stryker's day now. I'm going to ruin his plans. I'm going to destroy Weapon 11. I'm going to help my brother.
It makes no sense.
That's his brother he was trying to kill 10 minutes ago, was trying to kill him. And
then cue a big mash of just CGI of destruction.
Deadpool teleporting, doing the optic blast all over the place.
You don't even have Gambit fighting this. Well, they have him saving the kids at that point, but yeah, Gambit doesn't get in on this fight. It's just Wolverine and Sabretooth fighting Deadpool, and
one of the crappiest fights.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a Wolverine Origins in the bathroom.
I'm gonna go
back.
All right.
But yeah,
that stupid fight happens, and then you get Gambit, who saves the day supposedly because the thing's about to collapse.
They kill.
Isn't that a nuclear facility or something like that?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is this optic blast and all this bullshit not destroying?
At the end, all the escaped mutants get onto a little plane, and the guy goes, "Hey, you guys can all come be my new students at my new school."
Yeah, because he was talking to Cyclops. Professor X was talking to Cyclops.
Yeah, Professor X. Yeah, just before they're killing Deadpool, Professor Xavier comes in to save the day and says, "Yeah." Hey.
So why are they like the same age? And then
come with me on my helicopter.
And now in the new movies, Professor X is an old man.
Yeah.
And Cyclops is still like 30 years old. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's all over the place.
I don't even.
They didn't even need Professor X at the end. They didn't even need Cyclops. They didn't need any of those other.
But they're getting the mutants. But they end up killing Deadpool, and fucking Deadpool's eye beams break down the nuclear thing, so it all starts collapsing, and Wolverine hit the ground, and the debris. You think everything's going to land on Wolverine out of nowhere. I don't know how Gambit got that high. He's like that during that whole fight. Maybe he was just climbing stairs. He's like, I'm gonna get there, but then it's too late, and then he's like, fuck it, I'll save the day by doing a little flip and breaking that little piece so it doesn't land on one. Even though it doesn't matter, there's nothing at stake because Wolverine is indestructible.
Exactly.
So he hits it, and they're about to walk off into the sunset. Like, hey, we got off the island, but Stryker's still alive. And
how would his stick just like break right through it, like in a perfect middle, like just like slice it right down in the middle.
Stryker ends up shooting Wolverine with an adamantium bullet. He hits him one time,
catches him in the head. I think he hits him twice.
Yeah, he does get him because he eventually he shoots his Wolverine's girl though too.
Oh yeah.
So
he busted cap into her.
Scott Adkins played
Deadpool,
Weapon 11 or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool as Ryan Reynolds, but then when they went to the second character in the movie, it was somebody separate.
Yeah, maybe the stunt double. Because I'll show you. It
says it right here. Scott Adkins is the actor who did it. It wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
I'll show you Brandon after.
But okay.
But
sorry.
Yeah, I think Brandy's right though. Because that's one I heard that too. That's probably why. That was me. One of them. I was researching. I was like, "This is so stupid. This is the fucking dumbest thing. Why would they sew his mouth shut? Why would they have?" They said because of that. Because they couldn't get Ryan Reynolds to do the second half of that part. To do that part, so they had Scott Adkins do it. They said, you know what? Oh, we can't get Ryan Reynolds. You know what we should do? Fox with time instead of having to fucking.
Okay, no, John Wong's right. It says Ryan Reynolds portrays Weapon 11 for close-ups, standing shots, and simple stunts.
Then the rest is
Scott Adkins did all the complicated and dangerous stunt work.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds did
the majority of the shit.
Yeah. All right, but anyways.
Yeah. All right, well, Scott.
Wolverine gets shot up, and then he ends up getting taken in the head. And as the girl, his girlfriend's dying, she somehow grabs Stryker, and she tells him that she's not gonna kill him though. Okay, we gotta set up. We have to make the continuity sound. We need to make it work because Stryker's the main bad guy in X-Men 2. You can't just kill him off, even though she could have easily done it right there. She's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm just gonna make you walk until
walk forever,
till you can't walk no more, till your feet hurt and
bleed, and then when they start bleeding, keep walking."
She says in there, so
basically walk forever.
But she's shot, so she's dying. Wolverine ends up waking up, but because he got hit in the head with the adamantium bullet, that means you can't remember it.
If I didn't get I'm like, shove that gun up your ass and shove that gun up your ass and pull the trigger.
But yeah, so they were like, "Oh, we need him to lose his memory because he doesn't have any memory going into X-Men 1." So he gets shot in the head, and Gambit's like, "Oh, ready, get out of here." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know you." But this is how
he's like, "Who are you, bub?"
This is how he ends up he grabs the tags one last time.
Yeah, like, so this is where
he had the tags on him.
Yeah, leading towards X-Men 1 where he already had the tags, and he doesn't know why he's Wolverine or anything. He doesn't know.
But they just try and wrap it up and get it to where X-Men 1 is, and that's how it ends up ending. They all get off the island.
This movie was also like fast paced. It was too quick as well. It was just like
this wasn't quick enough. This movie needed to end.
I feel like it dragged out the.
Like I said, don't get me wrong. Well, Hugh Jackman does give it his all in this movie, where he. I
saw it as too fast because it was like.
Just the plot is not that good. The story's not that good, and then their whole plan.
How long was the movie though? Do you know?
It's an hour and 47 minutes. The whole plan was to get they were going to capture other mutants to create Deadpool, and they just totally fucked Deadpool off in this movie too.
Yeah, they went way off with the character and what he really is. That's fucking.
Again,
that's what you see. Look what they did to this movie. And then later on, Deadpool, what it is now.
So they end the movie like that, and then you get multiple endings to the movie because during the mid-credit scene, they show Stryker. He's continuing to walk. He's in his trance, but you find out he's still alive, and soldiers finally find him. And then there's another scene where Wolverine's at a bar. And he's in Japan though, and they ask him. They show him in a bar in Japan, and they're like, "Oh." He's like, "You're drinking to forget?" He's like, "No, actually, I'm drinking to remember." But he's in Japan and like, "Oh, sequel, we're setting it up. He's going to be in Japan." But then there was also an alternate ending, and some theaters got it. The theater that I was at didn't. It actually shows Deadpool's dead body in the debris at the nuclear plant, and then it shows his body start getting up. He grabs the head, and it just points a finger to the mouth, and it goes, "Shh." They're like, "Ooh, Deadpool's still around. They're going to do a movie." You cannot make a sequel to that Deadpool character with this movie. That's fucking terrible. But
it's horrible. It is horrible.
But that is how that one ends. And I had lost faith in the franchise anyways after part 3. This one I didn't care about. I was like, I'm done with X-Men. After X-Men Origins Wolverine, I was like, I was done. And then 3 years later, something crazy happened. And we'll get to that next time.
On Talking Franchise. Bitches.
Yeah. You need to add some clapping.
Yeah.
How long we go on that one?
I think probably like an hour.
So last time we did
it was never recorded.
It was never recorded at all.
You never did record it.